Well, good evening. I'm sure not too many people are going to be around for this, but you never know. Changing my other screen over here for a second. Um, let's see, fix a few things here. Okay, good. Yeah, just bored. Well, not terribly bored. I mean, I could watch other TV programs or YouTube videos. I got a whole stack of YouTube videos in my watch later that I could watch. But I figured I'd go live, see who pops in, who wants to talk about what, and see if there's anybody else besides me out there that hates the National Fuck Ups League and everything they stand for. Uh, let's see, Joseph Ritzler. Joseph Ritzler. Well, there's my first guest. Yeah, I you're not watching the Super Bowl either, or maybe you're watching the Super Bowl and came on the stream anyway. I mean, that's fine. Either way, it doesn't matter. I got plenty of friends who are right now deeply immersed in I'm sure in the stupid bowl. Um, I'm not. I have no investment in that crap. Earl Grey, love it, love it, love it, love it. Yeah. So I think the game started at about 6:30 Eastern time. I guess I don't know when. I don't really care. It's now roughly 7:30 Eastern time, so the game's been going for a little while, I guess, and um, don't know anything about it. Don't know the score. Don't know who got the ball first. Don't know who fucked up the national anthem. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. I sold you the Abyss 3. Yeah, that's right. Now I remember. Thank you for reminding me. I've got two small kids. It's Peppa Pig all night for me. Well, Peppa Pig is probably going to be more intelligent and more entertaining than watching a bunch of millionaire divas run around a field all for the evening. Running around in this pose all night. Saying, "No, I didn't hit him. No, I didn't hit him. Hands up! Don't no. Hands up! I didn't hit him." Um, we're doing this crap all night long because they're looking for a flag for somebody touched them the wrong way, or somebody burped in the quarterback's general direction and they want a personal foul flag. uh Oops, the hell was that? That was strange. So, Peppa Pig, probably a hell of a lot more entertaining than a bunch of millionaire divas running around, interrupted by a overblown um, halftime show where the with the headliner being somebody who you know what, if I say anything more about Rihanna, I'm just going to get my channel shut down. So less said the better. But I am glad to hear you are enjoying the Abyss Watch. Jerry Wells is here. Illuminati halftime show. Rihanna's a member of the Illuminati. That can't be right. The only thing I know about Rihanna is she's looks like a dime store Whitney Houston, and she had a boyfriend that beat her up all the time. and she made a cameo appearance in a movie based off of a board game from the 1970s. She had a one line in the movie that was memorable. It was "Mahalo, motherfucker." Yeah, so yeah, she can act. Anybody that's anything in entertainment is controlled by the Illuminati. Well, I don't know very much about the Illuminati, so I'll take your word for that. I'm not even sure if the Illuminati is even relevant anymore in 2023. It's because now everything's a conspiracy. It's yeah. We got balloons flying all over the place, and the all of a sudden Pudd'nhead let a balloon fly across the country and photograph everything they wanted to photograph, and then finally shot it down as an afterthought over the Atlantic. And now all of a sudden, anytime somebody puts up a streamer kite, they're calling out the Air Force. Him is here. Haven't seen him in a while. Should have done a Puppy Bowl stream. Puppy Bowl, geez, they still do that. And they turned the lingerie bowl thing into the lingerie football league. There's actually a football league of all women in shoulder pads, bare shoulder pads, looks like a bike helmet, and a pair of booty shorts and some cleats or something. And they're playing football. And it's a league with teams and referees and alleged rules and all that stuff. And they turned an afterthought to, appeal to the puerile elements of men, which, why not? And they turned it into a whole ass football league. I thought that was kind of funny. Probably some of the players in the lingerie football league are better than some of the players in the pro league where that some of you guys are watching right now. I'm not watching. I got two screens. This screen is my main screen, and this screen is my YouTube feed, which is behind the StreamYard, and that's how I monitor the chat. So I don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to stream. I'll stream as long as I don't get bored. But I figured I'd just pop on and see what happens on impromptu, unannounced unannounced stream. I bet the Puppy Bowl would be a hell of a lot more entertaining than the No Fun League. I mean, I wonder how many dumbass, personal foul penalties they'll call during the Stupid Bowl because somebody brushed up against Mahomes or Jalen Hurts a little too close. Maybe they farted near him and they'll kick him out of the game. You ever watch Edwards streams? I don't know who Edwards is, so probably not. Most of the streams I watch are court. I've been very interested in court streams lately. As you know, because of the Fauci flu, the Wuhan Red Death, or whatever you want to call it, A lot of courts during the L Downs, they went to Zoom court. They started holding court over Zoom. And Joe says, if the Bills ain't in it, I ain't watching. I don't blame you. I used to be a big Patriots fan back when I still watched the No Fun League. But I haven't watched that crap in 8 years. But if you can afford a decent lawyer, you might get off. If not, you're probably well, fucked. Yeah, probably. But Zoom courts are still running, even though the whole crisis is long since over and was probably overblown. General So's Wuhan number 9 special, no doubt, man, no doubt. I love General So's chicken. But yeah, they're still running Zoom courts, and they can be very entertaining. I actually watched the entire Daryl Brooks court proceedings. You know, Daryl Brooks he's the guy that ran his red Ford Escape through a Christmas parade about a year and a half back. They did the whole court proceeding on TV, or streamed on YouTube, and it was very interesting to watch. So I watch a lot of those streams, but I don't know who this Edward person is. Slim Shady Canes, my man, how you be, sir? Haven't seen you in a while. I'm gonna put the link up, mostly because I know Slim will use the link and come in. At least I hope he will. I kind of imagine that Slim would be watching the stupid bowl, but maybe he's not. Maybe he's in his truck. I don't know. And other streams I watch are there are several lawyers around the country. Artie's Corporate Fiction, Law Talk with Mike, Natalie Defense Attorney. They watch videos from folks called Sobsets and Moors and people like that, and then they just cut those things to shreds. So those are streams I watch. Hang on, Slim. Mr. Slim.
Well, normally I would be watching, but unfortunately I'm westbound on I-10 at the moment, so I'm not.
You're doing something better for yourself and for society than watching that idiot game. So,
well, like I said, normally I would be watching it.
Yeah, I know, but tonight you're doing something better. Well, where on I-10 are you?
Somewhere around Lafayette, Louisiana.
Oh, okay. Which way you heading? East?
No, I said I'm headed west.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I need to listen better. So you deliver.
I got delivered in Texas at 7:00 in the morning. So it was either drive today and be back tomorrow, or drive all night and be back Tuesday. And I chose the former.
Yes. Understandable. Did you hear I'm not going to be at the Slav Olympics?
Yeah, I saw that video.
Sorry, man. Was looking forward to seeing you. You're among all the people I've met before, but I was looking forward to seeing you.
But, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Jerry Wells says, "Go west, young man. It's full of whiskey, women, and gold." Well, maybe a couple hundred years ago.
If I ever left Tennessee, Texas would be my destination.
Yes. if I ever left Florida, Texas would be the only one of the few other places I'd head to. Matt Dumit's here. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, but Texas would be the place I'd probably head to. I had good times in Dallas, Fort Worth when I worked for IBM.
That's probably not the area I would go to, but
no, I wouldn't go there now. No, I want to go
I wouldn't
someplace
go anywhere
where.
near a big city.
No, neither would I. I want to go someplace where I can, I can, where conservatism still rules the roost.
Well, not even that. I just don't like cities, so I would head. I mean, me myself, if I were to move to Texas, it'd be out around Odessa or Midland.
10 speeder is here. What watch am I wearing today? I forgot to put one on. I feel just all of a sudden feel very stupid. I was wearing. Yeah, I know. I was wearing. What was I wearing? I was wearing a watch that I can't talk about. I can't talk about it until after February 20th. I can't show it. I can't talk about it. I can't even acknowledge that I have it. So, but I was wearing that one all day.
Well, no, you could tell us, but then you'd have to kill us.
Right. And considering you're 1,000 miles away from me, that really wouldn't work.
Well, that, and I got a lot more guns than you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Joe Ritzler, which is another one of my watch buddies, says cities are liberal hive mind. Facts, sir. 10 speeder, the watch that I'm speaking of, there'll be a video on it released on the 24th, so about a week and a half. Well, 12 days. It's a nice watch. It really is, but I can't talk about it. Because technically, nobody's supposed to have one right now.
Ooh, I'm telling.
Yeah, I know. There's only 9 people watching, so don't forget to click the thumbs up, guys. Appreciate it if you would.
I didn't say I'd tell a bunch of people.
Huh?
So I didn't say I'd tell a bunch of people.
Well, you can tell them anything you want. I mean, I didn't say anything that's trade secrets or breaks my NDA or anything like that. So y'all can say what you want. I didn't give nothing away. I had a good time. I had a good time yesterday, though. I was down in Naples with a couple of my watch buddies, one of whom is a gentleman named Random Rob. He has a very good-sized watch channel, about 74,000 subs. He's just a great guy to hang out with. And he's down from Michigan. I went down
the only other watch channel I'm subscribed to other than you, and I've told you about him before, is that the guy that runs Pride and Pinion out of Belfast, Nico Leonard, I think is his name.
I've heard of him. I need to get around to getting on his channel and checking out some of his material.
He's entertaining. You know, smart mouth, foul mouth Irishman. Definitely entertaining.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. He is entertaining. But the best thing about him is he knows his shit.
He does.
You know, and most of his opinions on watches line up pretty well with my opinions on watches. Mostly. I mean.
Yeah. The only two that he really talks about that, well, there's only one I can think of you may like. He's not a big fan of Hublot.
No,
And
neither am I. I think U-blows are overrated and overdone.
and he's not a fan of Grand Seiko.
I gotta say, and it surprises me, but Grand Seiko is. Have you ever heard of the expression? It's a Marmite, fill in the blank, Marmite watch, Marmite, this that.
No, that's a new one on me.
Okay, you know what Vegemite is, right?
No.
No, okay. Marmite and Vegemite are roughly the same thing. They're a food product made out of fermented yeast.
Okay.
It's extremely salty. It's a really weird taste, and they say that this is the kind of thing you either love it or you hate it. So, if you ever hear the expression, it's a Marmite watch, it means what they're trying to say is it's a watch that either you love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
And Grand Seiko, for some perverse reason, is that kind of watch. I mean, I had a Grand Seiko. I had it for 3 or 4 years. Grand Seiko Snowflake, it was called. It was a beautiful watch. It was polished. Grade 5 titanium. It was beautiful. It was insanely accurate. It's a beautifully well made. It's as well made as a Rolex, and usually much lower price point.
Yeah.
But for some reason, people hate Grand Seiko. I don't understand. I like Grand Seiko.
Well, his general opinion is, why spend $1,000 for a Seiko when you can buy one for $200, $300, $400?
Well,
that's just as good.
Except it's not.
I mean, the movements are.
Well, it depends on which Grand Seiko versus which Seiko. Some Seikos use higher end movements, like the 6R 35, 36, the 8R 35, 36. Those are considered high-end Seiko movements on the level. And I think some Grand Seikos even use those movements. But there's a lot of Seikos out there that are using the 4R 35, 36, 37, 38. The 7S 26, which is a really old movement at this point. That are $500 watches that feel like $500 watches. I mean, they're cheap bracelets comparatively. But I generally wouldn't agree with them on that. But it's an opinion.
Yeah.
Megan just popped in. Battle Angel just popped in, and Tiger Cat just popped in.
Ahoy!
Wow, I got 2 women in here at the same time. I must be living right. Of course, one has a boyfriend and one thinks I'm insane.
That may qualify for both of them.
Yeah, that's true. 10 Speeder just said, I bought my first just bought a first Casio. Yeah, Casios are fantastic daily drivers. They're great watches.
How is it I'm wearing a watch and you aren't? That just seems weird.
I don't know. I know why I wasn't wearing a watch. It's because, and Mike Hogue is here. I just came from my mom's house a little while ago, and I was making dinner, and I was making something that splatters a bit. I didn't want to wear that watch that I can't talk about. I didn't want to wear that watch while I was cooking, so I took it off and I put it away before I went over there, and I forgot to put a watch back on before I started the stream. And if you want me to, I'll go over here and grab a watch.
I mean, that's up to you. I just find it a little funny. That's all.
Hoagie says, I see you made it through Naples okay and without my brother not pulling me over. I didn't know Hoagie had a cop brother. Well, the drive from Sarasota to Naples is, painfully easy.
You don't have to worry too much about being pulled over in a Hyundai.
No, you really don't, babe. Especially Hoagie says a canine officer. Is he a canine with a county or is he a canine with the highway patrol? A silver Hyundai is pretty much invisible. Hang on a minute. Let's see here. Oh, what to wear.
I shamed him into it. I feel like I've accomplished something with my day.
Oh, no, not that one. Hang on. I'll be right back. Oh, this is a good one. Yes, indeed. Let's make sure it's timed right. It should be. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Well, wait a minute. There we go. Breitling Navitimer Rattrapante Platinum. Number 25 of 25.
Well, aren't you something spiffy?
Damn fucking straight I am. If you're going to shame me into wearing a watch, interrupting my live stream to go wear a watch, I'm going to wear a watch.
I did not shame you into anything. I just pointed out some simple observations.
You shame you. Well, you just said you shamed me as I got up. You don't think I have you?
But you took it as shame. That doesn't mean that's what I was doing.
Hoagie says his brother is with Collier County. Wait a minute. Collier County is Collier County on the West Coast? I forgot.
I don't remember counties. I mean, I can. There's a few that I can think of off the top of my head, but trying to remember all. I mean, what is there? 200 plus counties in the state of Florida.
DigTube is here. He wants to know if I'm going. No, 67 counties. DigTube wants to know if I'm going to watch Rihanna at halftime. Hell no. If I watch Rihanna on TV, I need to have a shot first. Hoagie says, I have to ask, did you ever wear athletic watches, Iron Man or G-Shock? I have owned G-Shocks. I have not owned an Iron Man. I've owned quite a few G-Shocks. I sold them all. I decided, I enjoyed them. Naples is in Collier County. Okay, that's what I thought. I enjoyed my G-Shocks. They were beautifully made watches. They were great. I just wanted to take my collection in a different direction. I sold them all off. I sold one to Colby.
No, but, Vic, I'm not.
Battle
Angel I'm out here with him.
Huh?
I was answering Vic's question. I said, no, I'm not. I'm at work.
Yeah, we're not going to do updates of the Stupid Bowl, please. I don't care.
Well, I don't
mind. Turn on your radio now. Do I still have my Space Shuttle G-Shock? No, I sold that a long time ago. I made a profit on that one. 10 Speeder says now everything's right with the world because I'm wearing a watch. I love this watch. This is a really nice watch. Nobody has asked me what a Rattrapante is, though. I'm kind of surprised about that. But if y'all don't care, y'all don't care. But it does make the watch special.
I tend to stick to stuff that I can / will afford, and Breitling doesn't fit that bill.
Rattrapante is French. It translates to catch up. It's basically a split time chronograph. I don't know if the video is out on this watch yet, but when the video on my channel comes out on this watch, I demonstrate the Rattrapante function of the watch.
It's basically like a chronograph GMT, basically.
No, it makes it so you can time. It makes it so you can time. Well, no, okay, GMT can track 2 time zones at once. A Rattrapante chronograph can track 2. Well, it can't track 2 events, time events at once, but it can do, like, say you're timing a 400-meter race, a 4x100 relay, and you want to do split times on each of the runners while still running the chronograph.
I got
so you can hit the button, this button here at the, you can see, you can't really see, there's a button here at the 10 o'clock. That'll stop one of the 2 chronograph hands while the main chronograph hand keeps tracking the overall time. You can get a split time with the secondary hand.
I got you.
Hoagie, all those, I don't sell anything on eBay because eBay steals too much money. And all those G-Shocks were sold off months ago. Big Wrist is here. Good to see you, sir. Chinese thoughts on the Chinese balloons. Well, I don't know that the other stuff they shot down are Chinese balloons or not, but that first one should have been shot down over the Aleutians.
I don't have any thoughts of it, just like I don't have any thoughts of the 75 more that came before it.
Well,
that's not an uncommon thing.
No, but in this case, that particular balloon was allowed to fly across the most sensitive parts of our country in terms of military installations.
What's it going to see? Everything's a mile underground.
I don't know. I just think that the fact that it was there is wrong, and it shouldn't have been tolerated. But
I don't give a shit that it got a picture of a National Guard armory.
Well, it probably got pictures of our missile silos, which is sensitive.
I doubt it.
Well, it flew over Montana. Montana has
NORAD's in Montana, but that shit's a mile underground. So unless that motherfucker's got Superman X-ray vision.
The point is, it was allowed to fly over our country for a week, because our so-called imperious leader is compromised to the Chinese, and he couldn't shoot it down until his Chinese overlord told him he could.
Well, I don't believe that in the least bit. I think he's just an incompetent buffoon.
Battle Angels finally stopped raining.
It's got nothing to do with China. It's got to do with he was watching Matlock and eating his applesauce. He forgot.
That's probably true too. Hey, Battle Angel, how was your dinner? How'd that turn out? She was making baked spaghetti with garlic bread, and I was jelly. I was very jealous because I love baked spaghetti. And I
cooked dinner the other night for the first time in a while.
What'd you make?
Steak and eggs. pulled a New York strip out of the freezer for the kids to split, and there's a couple fillets in the freezer too.
How's the newest addition to the Kane family?
Getting fat.
That's a good thing.
It is. Finally starting to roll over, starting to hold herself up more. She'll be crawling at any point.
How's Mama?
Same old, same old.
Hmm.
This ain't our first rodeo.
This is true. This is true. Oh, and Battle Angel, the video you asked for will be out on Tuesday. So she made a suggestion. I said, "Oh yeah, I can run with that easy."
About what?
Well, semi-spoiler alert, it involves me ranting and raving, which I'm really good at.
You're so-so.
Well, I dial it back a little bit because I don't want my channel shut down.
Yeah, fuck that. They ain't gonna shut you down.
They've already done it once.
I highly doubt you're very much on YouTube's radar.
I'm probably not on YouTube's radar, but I was evidently on somebody's radar because they made a strike against me and I had to appeal it.
Oh, there's certain things that ding the algorithm, no doubt. But I mean, that's left, right, and center. It gets said. It's
mostly left.
Well, no, because I mean, like when they did the whole Alex Jones thing, that I mean, they were getting a lot of left wingers that way too, because they love to rant rave about him.
Alex Jones. I'm very proud to say I've not watched one of his programs. I've seen clips here and there on other people's news programs and stuff like that, but I've never sat down and dialed up InfoWars and watched one of their programs.
I have.
He's a crackpot.
No, actually, he's really not. People focus on the crazy shit he says. I'd say about 90% of what he says is actually right, and the other 10% is the crazy, but a lot of people just focus on the crazy.
He reminds me of Morton Downey Jr.
I mean, he had information on the NSA spying on people and was putting it out a decade before it became public. But it was easy. It was just real easy to point at the gay frog stuff and go, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, the gay frog stuff. That was strange.
And don't get me wrong, I'm sure that really even doesn't surprise me at all that he's a little crazy, because when you spend that many years delving into the fucked up things the government's doing, it's got to fuck with your head a little bit.
Jerry Wells, I do not accept anything that the mainstream media says. In fact, I reject the mainstream media completely. Let's see. Ken Speeder says InfoWars stickers are all over the fuel pumps at my local gas station. I used to. I was one of those people that put Joe Biden stickers, with him pointing at and the caption underneath says, "I did that." I used to put them on gas pumps all over the place. I just ran out of stickers and didn't order anymore. Joe,
those stickers are all over Memphis too.
I feel publicized hearings are manufactured distractions. True. We're children and the media dangles the keys. Also true. Yeah. I believe I believe the phrase you might be looking for are bred in circuses.
Well, and there's a lot of people on the right that tend not to listen to anybody on the left just because they're on the left. But I mean, you got people that have been saying that exact same thing, like George Carlin, for decades. But a lot of people on the right won't listen to him because he's a rabid leftist.
He's
But
also
he's got,
dead.
no love for. Well, I understand that, but he's got no love for the government himself.
Oh. No, I love George Carlin. I thought he was right on. It's just that towards the end he stopped being funny and he started being angry all the time. My shirt says it's an American flag. It says you don't have here. I'll stand up a little. You don't have to love it. You don't have to live here either. I wore the shirt specifically because of what tonight is. What did you say?
I said these are facts.
These are facts. I want I should have gotten a T-shirt with the NFL shield on it with a line through it or something. That probably would have been more apropos for tonight, but I don't have such a thing, so this shirt was the next best thing. Jerry Wells says Mahomes is limping. Who cares?
Maybe.
Yeah. Poor baby. Oh, did somebody tap you on the shoulder? Did somebody hurt you, give you a little boo-boo? Ken Speeder says the commercials are crap.
Yeah, Super Bowl commercials are not as good as they used to be.
It used to be a thing with the Super Bowl with commercials. Now, probably the commercials are nice and woke, just like everything else, and they're taking all the entertainment value out of it.
Well, even if they aren't, I mean, that problem just lies in Hollywood not having an original thought ever.
Oh, very true. I mean, they haven't. Hollywood is in the habit of just beating a theme or a storyline or an outline to death, and then
you can see with some of these, not even a particular story. I mean, they don't have an original thought to the point that all they're doing is sequels to shit from 30 years ago. I mean, they're making a series out of Willow, a sequel to Willow.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
That wasn't a very good movie 35 years ago when it came out.
It wasn't bad. I mean, for what it was entertaining. I actually liked the movie.
It's not
but the thing that I liked best about the movie was Val Kilmer. And he's physically unable to perform.
Well, that and people just don't want to deal with him
anymore. Yeah. But I saw not recently, but I did see that they're going to do another Magnum PI series. And I'm thinking to myself, well, and the show showed him driving a Ferrari. I said, no, you can't have that in 2023. He can't be driving a Ferrari. He has to drive a Prius. And then Magnum, he can't.
I thought Tom Selleck was busy tricking people into reverse mortgages and shit like that.
No, it's not Tom Selleck. It's a new guy.
Oh,
okay. But the star is going to be a handsome-looking white guy, and I'm thinking to myself, no. It's 2023. Magnum PI has to be, gay. Maybe
they're replacing Indiana Jones. They're replacing Indiana Jones with a woman.
Yeah,
they're gonna drag a 90-year-old Harrison Ford out to do Indiana Jones one more time.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, Magnum
I
PI
can't
has
even
to
think of the
be
chick's
a
name
gay
now.
guy, or he can't be a white guy. I mean, we can't have that. Yeah, they're going to do it. They're going to do a Bond where the Bond, or they've already done it, where the Bond is now female.
No, they didn't.
No, I didn't. Well, I think they're supposed to. I mean, they've already neutered Bond. I remember the good old days where Sean Connery would bed half a dozen women in the course of the movie. Now
But
it's
yeah,
like,
they've done away with the Bond girls. Yeah,
yeah, I
but
mean, if you're
no,
lucky, Bond gets to hug one of them.
that was the last one. Um, that a lot of people thought that he was being replaced. I can't even think of that woman's name now. But he wasn't being replaced by that chick. He was still James Bond.
That version of
Actually,
Tombstone.
they did a they did a pretty good job too in that movie of her just not walking all over the top of him. He definitely had his comebacks.
That version of Tombstone, Joseph, was fantastic. They had a fantastic cast. Was well done, well acted. I enjoyed. That's one of my favorite movies. The Tombstone with Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell, and that old guy with the gravelly voice and the beard. What's his name?
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, and Billy Paxton was in there as the young.
I didn't like Bill
Earp
Paxton
brother.
in that. I didn't.
No?
I did not like Bill Paxton in that. No. Like if they had taken Val Kilmer and put him in the Kevin Costner version, that would have been the absolutely perfect movie. That was the only problem with the Kevin Costner version was the guy who played Doc Holliday. I think. What's his name?
Wasn't that
Dennis Quaid?
Dennis Quaid? Yeah. I thought that version was interesting. I thought that it was a little over the top with the Wyatt Earp's wife screaming about screaming anti-Semitic remarks at the top of her lungs. I mean, I think we could have done without that a little bit, but all right, if you really want to go that direction.
Well, I'm sure that probably actually really happened too.
Yeah, it probably did. It just
I get your point. Don't get me wrong.
Kick a dead guy when he's down? Who's he talking about? Who are you talking about, Joe? Kick a dead guy when he's down. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Oh, probably Bill Paxton. I like Bill Paxton's way. One of the funniest early Bill Paxton roles that he had was he played that shitty older brother Chet in Real Genius. No, not Real Genius. Wait a minute. What was that movie called? Help me. What was that movie called from the 80s with the hot chick and the two nerdy kids who created her? Oh God, what was that movie called?
Weird Science.
Yeah, Weird Science. There's so many good, stupid, funny movies like that from the 80s. 16 Candles.
And I'm not saying
Breakfast
I don't like
Club, Weird Science.
I'm not saying I don't like Bill Paxton. I'm saying I didn't like Bill Paxton in that role. I think the guy, and I can't remember his name now, but I think the guy they got in the Kevin Costner version did a better job at that character. That's all. There are plenty of others. I love Bill Paxton Twister. That's an amazing movie.
I really liked Twister. I remember them beating that movie to death. It's got no storyline. It's got no plot. Yes, it does. You just didn't either like it or understand it. There are actually people in the middle of the country in Tornado Alley that are crazy enough to get in, their vehicles and go towards a tornado for whatever reason.
I
you
remember
know, that
watching
happens.
a few documentaries about that as a kid and wanting to do it.
And oh, by the way, Helen Hunt is hot. Okay. Helen Hunt is in those movies and in that TV show she did. Oh God, what was it? With Paul Reiser. What was the name of the TV show? She was hot as hell. Okay. And nobody can tell me differently.
Yeah, you were sitting there
Mad
going on
about
about
you.
some of those
Thank
John
you.
Hughes films.
Mad about you. Thank
You
you,
were going
Hobie.
on about some of those John Hughes films from the 80s. I preferred The Breakfast Club to all of them myself.
I enjoyed the Breakfast Club. It was a great cast, even in their very young days when they were mostly semi unknowns. It was well acted, uh, and it told an important story. You know, the funny thing about Mad About You is it came out and was running the same time that I was dating and getting engaged to and so on my now ex-wife. And a lot of people that we knew also watched the show and they said, that's you two, you know, because my wife was, you know, a relatively tall, blonde haired, blue eyed. And I was, you know, Bostonian Jewish guy instead of New York Jewish. But they said, they said, that's you two. I said, oh, okay, whatever. Well, they ended up divorced too.
You must be talking about Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
she did something. I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it, but she did something in the late '90s, early 2000s with Mel Gibson that I was a fan of. I can't think.
Oh, that was that movie. What Women Want.
Oh, yeah.
Where Mel Gibson could read the thoughts of women only, and you know that whole nonsense. Yeah, she was in Castaway. Yeah, her career didn't really take off in the movies. I mean, she did really well in Mad About You and in Twister, but a lot of her movie roles were really either smaller parts or just didn't really take off, and then she just kind of disappeared. Yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot of them you can say, you know, had a big role here or there, and that ended up being it.
Yeah, Molly Ringwald from Breakfast Club and 16 Candles and a few other things.
Yeah, she did all those 80s John Hughes movies, and that's all she did.
Yeah, she fell off the face of the earth after that.
Father Time was not kind to her.
Phoebe Cates was another one. She of the Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Probably the most rewound piece of wound and rewound piece of movie in history. I mean, God knows people wore out their VHS tapes, you know, rewinding that one part. And she did Fast Times. She did what's that one with the Gremlins? The one with the Gremlins. There's Gremlins, and she did one other movie, Touched by an Angel or something like that, and then she just disappeared. She just just. Big Risk said Helen Hunt had a bad facelift, almost unrecognizable. That's a shame. Steve Pearson's here. Steve Pearson's here. Let's see. Oh, hey, guys, come on, click that thumbs up button for me. Get me in the double digits on the thumbs up, please. I'm at 7. Give me 3 more. I'll leave you. I got 15 people in here. I don't know how that's possible. How is that possible? I got 15 people in here, and I got 8 now. Come on, 2 more. Give me 2 more. I'll leave you alone. 9.
Well, Kelly McGillis was
more.
another one. She had that big role in Top Gun with Tom Cruise, and she did a couple other things, and then just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah. She was very good looking, but she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't. What was that?
Sorry, my CB had been quiet. I had forgotten to turn it down.
I used to love playing with CBs back in the 70s.
Well, she's another one like Molly Ringwald. That Father Time was not kind
No.
to her.
No, it wasn't. Come on,
Yeah,
one more thumbs up. Christ's sake. Come on.
I don't. Maybe it's because it's the first thing I saw him in, but for whatever reason, just anything I see Sean Penn in, I just kind of cock my head and it's like, Spicoli? Really?
Yeah, I cannot see Sean Penn without seeing Spicoli. I can't.
Yeah.
Battle Angel said when she was in high school, people said she looked like Phoebe Cates. I'm going to need a picture of you from high school to ma'am. If you could text me a high school picture of you, I will be the judge of that. You have my number. You can text me right now.
I would gladly accept evidence to that as well.
Yeah.
I could see BA, doing the whole Pat Benatar look back in the 80s too.
Yeah, complete with the colored hair. The Phoebe Cates from Drop Dead Fred, she says.
I don't think I've seen that.
I don't remember Phoebe Cates' look in Drop Dead Fred. So I didn't see Drop Dead Fred because I think if I remember right, the movie's premise was a little stupid.
I don't think that's the one I've seen.
I don't know. Wasn't with a Drop Dead Fred? Wasn't that the Fred was an imaginary friend character or something like that was made manifest somehow? I don't know. Big Rest says,
I'm turning my kids onto those old movies though because they love the Goonies.
Big Risk says in high school people said he looked like Herman Munster. That's probably not a good thing. Yes, like Jacob Watson. This is the anti-stupid bowl stream because I am anti-stupid bowl. Jerry Wells wants to know if I like Beetlejuice, the movie, not the Mayor of Chicago. Yes, I do not like the Mayor of Chicago. Obviously, I think she's a worthless human being. But I did like the movie Beetlejuice, despite the fact that it had Alec Baldwin in it, because that was before Alec Baldwin lost his damn mind.
Yeah, now he's out there shooting people.
Yep. But Beetlejuice was also one of those movies that permanently marked, what was the kid's name? Winona Ryder.
Oh, wasn't that? Yeah, I was about to say that was Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder will never be a normal actress to me. She will always be that goth, lunatic, mutant chick thing from Beetlejuice.
She's always played those odd characters. Because she was in that. She was in Girl Interrupted with Angelina Jolie.
She was in that vampire movie,
Yeah,
the Dracula movie.
and even I think she was in like, even though it turned out to be a bad movie, I remembered it a lot more fondly when I was a kid. But like the fourth Alien movie with Sigourney Weaver, she was in it too.
Oh yeah. She played the robot.
Yeah, she's always played these oddball characters. Christina Ricci did too.
What is Sir Uga talking about, BA? Why is tomorrow a big day for Battle Angel? Oh, no, never mind. I know the answer. Battle Angel is doing the morning show tomorrow.
I didn't know who was doing it. Well, apparently, the only person that was told was Mike Vick, so he must have spilled the beans.
I guess. And who is this Edward? Jerry Wells said,
on the Lunch Money show all the
time. Oh. So why is he significant? He's significant in the fact that I'm being ridiculed for never watching an Edward stream. So there must be something significant.
Edward streams are a sight to behold. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but...
Well, Battle Angel says it's probably a good thing that I haven't.
And they're kind of like train wrecks. You can't look away. They're kind of like train wrecks.
Okay.
You can't look away from them, but there's something.
Well, who's he a fan of?
If I remember right, he's a Florida State
fan. Oh. Okay. Well, BA says I'm not missing anything, so I'm going to stop worrying about it. Even though I didn't really worry about it that much. Just now I don't have to worry about it at all because BA's let me off the hook.
I think you are worrying about it because you worry about everything.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
Okay.
Well, I worry about my kids. Worry about my mom. I'm very worried about my mom.
I mean, like I said, go watch it. An Edward stream is a sight to behold. Go watch it. and make your own determination.
But he's on YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know how to find him, but I don't know.
Let's just say if you stick him and George together, you might break the internet.
George.
I was trying to get a petition going and get everybody behind it. Start a GoFundMe to get George to come to the Slav Olympics. We were going to call and change your reservation to a double room and have him shack up with you.
No. Well, that's not going to happen anyway. That's not happening now anyway because I ain't going to be there. All you slobs will just have to get along without me.
I think you could be there. I don't think you applied yourself.
To what?
To being there.
Are you kidding me? I pissed off half a dozen people trying to rearrange everything so I could be at the Slav Olympics. So it couldn't happen. So.
That's it. Half dozen. I say you don't get full credit till you get a full baker's dozen.
Well, there isn't a full baker's dozen of people involved in this.
Just find extra people to piss off. That's all.
VicTube put up a halftime report. Big deal.
Did he? What's the halftime report?
Huh?
Or you mean he put up a video?
Yeah. I guess the game's halfway over, and now they're going to have Rihanna jiggle around the stage in the middle of the field for 20 minutes.
Oh, stop it. That bitch is built like a 2x4. It's like I
Well,
said on Pete's midday show the other day. I got bigger tits than she does. There's nothing there to see.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying
she's had
she's not.
she's had a hard life, Slim.
Yeah, yes. Being a multi-millionaire is a hard life.
Well, Jerry wants me to get Ballard a scholarship to the glassmaking college I'm involved with. No. I don't think Ringling is that hard up for students that they're going to take somebody with no. Yeah, I love Ballard to death, but I seriously doubt he has any artistic talent at all. And I really don't think Ballard is in shape to work in a hot shop. Just saying.
Why would you think Rihanna has a hard life considering she's a multi-millionaire?
Well, she's stupid. And she has really bad taste in men.
But that's a lot of people.
This is true. Oh, okay, granted, the woman has not had as hard a life as she could have if she didn't have some level of singing talent. As low level as it is, it's still there. So, God bless her. She turned mediocre singing talent into a multi-million career.
I don't even think she's a bad singer, and I don't think she's bad to look at. She's just built like a 2x4. That's all.
I don't. Rihanna doesn't do anything for me, but you know what? God bless America. That's what makes this country great.
Now, granted, I say she ain't bad to look at. That is after a couple hours of makeup, and I've never seen her without it. So I'll put that caveat in there.
Well, I put another caveat in there. A couple hours of makeup and a couple of shots in you. Just saying. Big risk. My mom had 4 husbands, each worse than the last. No one has worse taste in men than her. Ooh. The man is throwing shade at his own mama.
Shit, I will.
Can't call but then again, and 10 Speeder says Rihanna ain't no Prince. That's true. Prince, he may have been a freak out there in the world. He may have been, the man had musical talent to burn. I mean, I understand the man could play no less than 10 different musical instruments and do it well.
I mean, that's all well and good. I'm not a Prince fan.
No, well, I'm not much of a Prince fan either, but you got to recognize not only did he launch himself into a high-end, high-level musical career, but he must have dragged about 10 different acts with him, all in that Minnesota music scene that they had there. I don't know if they still have it, but back then it was pretty impressive. He dragged a lot of people. Nobody hit the megastar level, but he did bring a lot of people along for the ride, and you got to applaud that at some level.
Well, a lot of people like Michael Jackson too. It's just not my thing.
VicTube says everyone who bet Rihanna would show cleavage are losing a lot of money. Really? Okay.
That's because she doesn't have any. Like I said,
without
she's
makeup,
built like a
she's
2x4.
Not really bad. Hoagie says, Vic, I promise you the NFL is never going to let that happen again. Joe Ritzler says talent is no longer required to be famous. Facts.
Well, no. Look at Logan and Jake Paul. They don't have they don't have an ounce of talent between them.
Oh, I understand they're great pro wrestlers, though.
No, Jake Paul. I think it's Jake. Is a halfway decent boxer against 50-year-old men, but that's about it.
Well, Logan Paul has been doing matches with the WWE, from what I understand, and I understand that he's getting good reviews about despite the fact he doesn't have a wrestling background, he's well, whatever. Wrestling is scripted anyway. So now notice I said scripted, not fake. It's not fake, it's scripted. We got to get that term right. I mean,
I'm still trying to figure out what, like, because they're speaking of the Super Bowl halftime show. There's been a petition for like 11 or 12 years in a row to have Metallica do the Super Bowl halftime show, but for whatever reason, they won't do it.
I'd watch that. I would watch Metallica do a halftime show. Hell yeah!
See that's more my thing. Not
I want to see them come out to Enter Sandman. I want to see. Not only do I want to see them come out to Enter Sandman, I want to see them come through the crowd to Enter Sandman.
Well, James Hetfield would do it.
Yes, he would. And that would be
like I said. There's been a petition like I said, like 11 or 12 years in a row, because like the last 8, I put my name to it, to have Metallica do the halftime show. By God, the NFL just won't do it.
I wish Van Halen had done it.
Apparently, Tom does a better halftime show than Metallica would, according to some people.
Tom Petty? I would have liked to see Tom Petty do it.
Tom Petty did it a few years before he died.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom Petty did a halftime show.
He was great. Son of Gainesville. Son of Gainesville.
I mean, Matt Dummett, I get that the NFL has steered away from it, but I mean, Metallica was one of those bands. They sold so many albums. They obviously, went past just the person that listens to heavy metal music. There's a lot of people that don't listen to heavy metal that listen to Metallica. I mean, I think the only act to ever sell more albums than Metallica is Michael Jackson, I think, and that's it.
I think Metallica doing the halftime show would be great. Yes, I am getting sleepy, BA. Yes, I am old.
Almost
what's your point?
Bedtime.
I've been up since 5. What do you want from me? And I worked hard today.
That funeral I had to go to in Georgia, I ended up having to drive back afterwards to try and beat an ice storm. So I got up that morning at the hotel Monday at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Up all day, drove home all night, didn't get to bed until 9 o'clock Tuesday morning.
Well, Hoagie, I would love to be able to sleep later than I do. Unfortunately, men of a certain age don't get to do that anymore.
Yes, they do. Take you some melatonin and go back to sleep.
Okay.
That
just says, I am doing a live stream next Sunday on her channel at 3.
I promise you, Celine, you get up, you take 3 shots of at least some 150 proof, you'll go back to sleep.
Oh yeah, and that'll do wonders for my diabetes.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
What are you trying to do, Slim? Kill me? Come on.
I didn't say make a regular habit out of it.
Joseph wants me to catch Gunsmoke at 4 a.m. What? Stop it. Oh, wait a minute. Next Sunday is the 19th. Hey, that's a Daytona 500.
Something else I won't be watching.
I'll be watching. Auto racing, I'll watch.
I don't mind auto racing. I do have a problem watching, 30 guys make left turns for 4 hours.
Actually,
I'm gonna watch. If I'm gonna watch a race, I'm gonna watch, a road course or something like that.
Wait a minute. Hoagie can't be right here. Hold on a minute. Maybe he is. I don't know. Hang on.
Like, in my opinion, F1 is infinitely more watchable than NASCAR.
Oh, no, it isn't. And that's that shit. They get you kicked off here for that, dude. That's the no. Sunday, February 19th, 2:30 p.m. is the Daytona 500, sir. Now the 26th is Auto Club Speedway. Is a race. Auto Club is where? Fontana. So there is a race on the 26th. It's just not Daytona. It's Fontana. That's weird. They doing a race in Florida, and the next week they got to haul everything across the entire country to the People's Republic of Californication. That makes no sense.
That's a really good song too, Californication.
Wasn't that Red Hot Chili Peppers?
That would be correct.
Big risk. The diabetic coma doesn't always lead to death. Live a little. Yeah. Hoagie realizes his mistake. That's okay. Trans Am is the best according to 10 Speeder. Facts. SCCA road racing in general is really, really good racing. And the Rolex series is also a very good series as well.
See, I agree with 10 Speeder. If NASCAR had more road courses, they'd be more interesting.
They've got 7 or 8 of them now.
Well, have more.
Battle Angel, just because the Daytona 500 is on at the same time as your stream doesn't mean that I won't be on the stream, my dear. I can have Daytona 500 on this screen and you on this screen, or I can have Daytona 500 on this TV behind me. Well,
I mean, let's be honest. You can get up and walk away from the Daytona 500 for 2 hours and you won't miss a fucking thing.
Yes, you will.
Except for a few left turns.
Hoagie, I have been to one Daytona 24-hour race. That was quite a while ago. That was when the Porsche 956, 962 era. I think it was a 956 driven by Al Holbert won that year. That was a lot of fun. I went with a bunch of friends. We had a big RV. We were parked in the infield. You pretty much could go wherever you wanted. We had hot passes so we could get into the pits. It was great. A great experience. But make sure the RV that you're in has really, really good bathroom facilities because the food at the track will make you want to go there. I'm sure it's better now, but that was a great experience. I also did, I've done 2 12 hours of Sebring races. Those are great races. One day before I get too old to travel, I would love to go to a Le Mans, 24-hour Le Mans. But I don't think they'll let me into France because I'm not a flaming Marxist. So there is that problem.
Well, neither is France.
Yes, sir. But that series is now gone, all pretty much all hybrid at this point at the high level, and it just isn't the same. You know, they should be running engines, not power units, for fuck's sake. But that's just me. I mean, I remember F1 when you got to listen to the sound of real motors, real engines, the Kazi V8s, the V10 era, the V12 era. Nothing, and I'm not a big Ferrari fan, but nothing will ever sound as good or be as exciting to see as a Ferrari V12 ripping down the straightaway on a big track somewhere. These hybrid era rolling computers with winglets and shit all over them. They don't look like cars anymore. They don't act like cars anymore. They act like full-wheeled computers. It's no fun to watch anymore. No, there's no passing. It's not competitive. It's just, I used to love Formula One. It's just it's not the same anymore. It's Spa, fantastic track. V12 engine screaming up the Eau Rouge, going up that hill with that turn that goes up and around like that, all uphill, and you're taking it flat out. Nothing better for sound than a V12 screaming up that hill. Yeah, I saw that 10-speed that Ford is getting back in F1. They're going to be the engine supplier for Red Bull. And I understand Max Verstappen with Red Bull is not happy about it. Oh, what's the matter, Maxie? You're not gonna get your guaranteed wins anymore because you're gonna have to break in a new engine manufacturer.
Well, I mean, if
anyway,
you
that's
lose, yes, go with Ford.
I don't see Mopar in F1. Never mind. Stating the obvious.
Hey, listen, I've never seen a company shoot itself in the foot more in the history of their company than Ford Motor Company.
Oh, they've all shot themselves in the foot. GM is famous for that, for God's sake.
I didn't say that. I said nobody's done it more than Ford.
Now, I would argue the GM has probably done it a lot more. I remember when they introduced, were you around in 82, weren't you?
No, I was born in 88.
Okay. I remember one of the biggest debacles in automotive history was the rollout of the 82 Camaro and Firebird. These cars were, if you look at the previous generation, Camaro and Firebird, you obviously know what those look like. And then they come out with these swoopy, aerodynamic, beautifully designed Camaro and Firebird, the third generation F body, beautifully made. And what did they do? They saddled those damn things with 4-speed manuals and carbureted motors that made less horsepower than a 4-cylinder motor did nowadays.
But as if that's any comparison.
And ran those cars for 4 years that way.
As if that's any comparison to that hunk of junk 289 that Ford decided to slap in the Mustang for the first 5 to 7 years of its existence.
No, wait, the 289 was in there 3 years. It was replaced with the 302. No, wait.
I know it was eventually, but the 302,
4 years.
The 302 still couldn't compare to the 350.
It's not supposed to. It's a whole different engine.
I understand, but it was supposed to compete against it, and it couldn't.
No,
Chevy struck a gold mine when they made that 350.
Yeah,
And
the 350 Chevy motor was a revolutionary motor. There was a once in a lifetime motor, and why they didn't put it in the and it took them 7 or 8 years to put it into the third generation F body. Until then, they stuck with that anemic 305 in carbureted form, made 145 horsepower, and in throttle body injected form made 165, and their 4-speed transmission couldn't stand up to the torque of the throttle body. They stuck it with a 3-speed automatic. They ran that engine combination for 5 years before they could find a 5-speed. They had to go to ZF. I think it was ZF or Jetrag to get. They couldn't even make one in house. I mean, Ford shoots themselves in the foot all the time. I understand that, and I agree with you. But GM is just as guilty.
I said, I'm not saying GM hasn't done it, but that's not even getting into the entire debacle of just Mustang period in the 70s and 80s. Ford lost their fucking minds.
Yeah, but they kept the Mustang nameplate going when all the other nameplates were dying off.
Yeah, well, gee golly willikers, great.
Well, they
still look like they come up with something that a toddler would have drawn up.
The 74 to 78 Mustangs, I am being a Mustang guy, and I judge Mustangs at car shows locally. I understand the way Mustang people think about the 74 to 78s. But in their defense, they did keep the nameplate going when Ford wanted to kill it, which
nobody
again,
cares.
shooting yourself in the foot. And they're the only muscle car from that era, pony car / muscle car from that era that has been in continuous production since day one. No other car can make that claim. Not even the vaunted Corvette can make that claim.
Nobody cares.
Well, I'm just saying that there's a reason for the existence of that car that gave it justification, as at the time, minimal justification as it was. And yes, the cars were a joke.
And listen, nobody likes the Fox bodies of the 80s either, other than the fact that it's the lightest car.
No.
Other than the fact, hang on. Let somebody finish a sentence. Let somebody finish a sentence. The only reason they're liked is because it's the lightest car that they've ever dropped a 5.0 into. Those things were as ugly as a fucking gremlin.
Well, they may not have been the prettiest cars in the world, but I still see Fox bodies all over the place, and they are the genesis of many a project for. I'm sure
people like them because it's a light car with a big motor.
It's a light car. There are millions of them. They're inexpensive, and they take to modification very easily.
Almost as well as the Chevy 350 that's been around for that
I don't deny
period.
The Chevy 350 for GM is a never-ending gold mine. And who has time for fun is saying rigged. What's rigged?
Super Bowl's rigged. Probably it's Super Bowl.
Oh, who gives a flying fuck? The Super Bowl. This stream is for people who give not one single scintilla of a fuck about the stupid bowl.
I care about the Super Bowl. I just can't watch it because I'm not at home.
Right there. Stupid bowl hater. That's me. Yeah, the 10-speeder is right. The new pony cars are idiotically expensive. I mean, my God. I mean, I know the Corvette isn't considered a pony car, but I mean, the Corvette now is well over 6 figures. Any
Yeah, well, I mean
Mustang?
that makes sense though, because the Corvette's basically a supercar now. I mean, you literally need a Ford GT to keep up with
Yeah. I mean, the high end Mustangs and Camaros are, what, 70, 75, 80,000, or maybe even above now. The ZL1 in the Camaro, the GT500 and the Mustang. I've heard that the new GT500 with the 730 odd horsepower motor is approaching $100,000 because of scarcity.
it. Yep.
I assume the ZL1's probably the same thing. I mean, yeah,
Well, I
but
mean, a fucking Honda Civic is going to cost you 30 grand these days.
yeah, I know. And now Mopar has announced that they're going to phase the V8s out now.
That's what they're saying.
That's good. That's sad. I mean, I hope that I've always actually hoped that because I love the Charger and Challenger.
What they say and what they actually do, I've got a feeling are going to be two different things.
I would love to have been able to afford to grab a Hellcat or a Red Eye. Maybe I still will someday. I don't know, but
Yeah, watch as soon as their numbers drop, you'll see those V8s come back very quickly.
Hope so, because I think those are good looking car. They're a little bit on the fat side, but then again,
they are heavy. There ain't no doubt about that. Those are heavy, and that's the one knock against them.
Yeah, but I don't need to turn corners like a go-kart anymore at this stage of my life.
Well, and I understand that, but they're almost like even the Challenger, the two-door, is still almost 1,000 pounds heavier than a Camaro. I think it's about 600 or 700 pounds heavier.
Ted Speeder says somebody's going straight six with a twin turbo. Straight sixes actually make great power if you build them right. I mean, look at the 2JZ motor that Toyota put out, and that thing's been around since the 90s in the Supra and other cars, and people still kill themselves to get a hold of a 2JZ so that they can build the damn thing.
Now, granted, you're talking far from stock block, but I mean, I've seen people pull 1,300 horsepower out of those 2JZs.
The 0304 Terminator motors out of the Cobra, people are pulling 800 odd horsepower out of those motors with the stock bottom end. And if you build them up a little bit, they're good for 1,000 or more, and that's out of a 4.6 V8.
And that's part of the reason I like Mopar, because even with the 5.7, the smallest one, I mean, you can still get 750 pushing 800 horsepower stock block.
And what about the internals?
I mean, I've heard of people doing it without forged internals, but I've heard of some people doing it with.
Yeah, because with the 5.7, aren't they using hyperuterics? I mean, they're not the strongest. They're not the strongest rod and piston combinations.
No, but forged internals are pretty easy to come across. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Part of the reason, like we were talking about 350 a minute ago, part of the reason it became so popular is because Chevy put it in literally everything. So there's so much of it out there. And it's really kind of become that way with the Hemi at this point. Because since Mopar brought it back in, what was that, the late 90s, early 2000s?
Yep.
There's just so much of it out there. It became so popular that there's not a shortage of, OEM or even aftermarket parts.
No, there's no shortage of that stuff. That's true. And Ford has their motors that are like that. I mean, the original 5.0, plenty of support out there in the aftermarket to build those old motors out of Foxes and stuff. The 4.6 has a lot of aftermarket support, although the 2-valve heads don't breathe as well as you would hope. The Terminators, the Mach 1 4-valve non-supercharged, the 5.4s, and the Coyotes, with the flat plane crank. Tons of support out there in the aftermarket. You could build killer motors out of any of those. Well, maybe the original 5.0 with the overhead valve train is obviously more limited than the other stuff, but plenty of those V8s out there. They put those 4.6s in literally everything. I mean, they put them in Crown Vics, they put them in Lincolns, they put them in Mercuries, they put them in trucks, they put them in hell, they put them in Explorers, for God's sake.
They did, yeah.
Yep. I almost bought one of the V8s. It really wasn't that much more powerful than the V6 back in that day, because they detuned that V8 pretty badly with the exhaust, and the gas mileage really suffered. So we went with the V6 because we weren't towing anything. We were just hauling the kids around and taking long trips in it.
Right. I mean, you'd actually be surprised what you can tow with a V6, though, because I've got
but we weren't planning on
V6
towing it.
I've got a V6 in my Dakota, and
Well, we were living in Atlanta.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you'd be surprised what it can. I mean, because that thing's literally, snatched everything I've hooked up to the hitch, without much problem.
I mean, we put a tow hitch on it just in case, because we always had in the back of our mind that, maybe we would like to get a pair of wave runners someday and go out on Lake Altoona or Lake Lanier and.
Oh God, those things are light. A Prius can haul those. Those things are so light.
Yeah. But we needed the space for the kids.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, stuff that you would normally expect a V8. Like, I've hauled a 30-foot pontoon with my V6 Dakota.
Well, Slim, I'm going to call it because I am getting a little tired. It's 9 o'clock. I'm not going to bed right now, but I got a couple other things I need to do. And the comment section is shut down, basically.
Yeah, you're good.
I've been going for an hour. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I mean, I just want to do something. I want to do something anti-Super Bowl, and I did it. So I'm happy that I did it.
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, And finally, the season's over, and I can get on to watching hockey. I've been watching hockey, and the auto racing's starting up, so that's always good for me. So I'm happy. So thank you for stopping by, sir.
Yeah, buddy. I'll see you next time.
I'll see you on Wednesday, I hope.
Depends on my schedule. We'll see.
I understand. Be careful out there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, ladies and gentle persons, Chris Thomas pops in at the last minute, says DeSantis 2024. I agree. But selfishly, I'd like to keep DeSantis for all 4 years of his second term in Florida. I'd rather DeSantis runs in 2028. So, but that's me. If he ends up running in 24, I'll probably vote for him because I love DeSantis. I think he's a fantastic leader. But that's another subject for another day. So I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to thank Slim Shade Kane for stopping by and being on the stream with me. And thank 10 Speeder and Joe Joseph and Hoagie and Battle Angel was here, and Jared Wells was here, and Tiger Cat was here briefly, and Vic Tube was here. Good luck tomorrow, BA, if you're still watching. Good luck tomorrow hosting the morning show. I will try to pop in if I can. Thank you all for watching, and fuck the NFL. See ya.